Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Test Drive. Now, in the past 2 weeks, some huge and promising news has hit the rFactor 2 racing community, with Image Space Incorporated announcing a merger with Luminis to upgrade and further enhance core features of rFactor 2 under a new company called Studio 397. A somewhat random number that may tell us more about the future of rFactor 2 than we initially thought. This also relieves some of the workload for Image Space Incorporated as they work on their not rFactor 3 title. Now, the merger revealed some interesting and exciting future direction choices for rFactor 2, which if you want to read for yourself, I'll link in the description below. But the point of this video is to go through and briefly address and summarize some of these key points. Another reason I'm addressing this is that I recently made an rFactor 2 review video which reflects my opinion on rFactor 2 in its current state, and most likely for the next 3 to 6 months until some of these key changes are rolled out. If you haven't watched that video, I'd strongly recommend watching that for reference. So what were some of the key changes announced? Some of the most promising included finally getting DirectX 11 support, updates and overhauls of the user interface, VR support, integration of tyre models, licensing for future cars, the possibility of DLCs, and the one that has me the most excited, a matchmaking system possibly along the lines of iRacing. Now, Marcel Offermans is the man behind Luminis and brings a lot of expertise with this merger via his own company, not only being an avid sim racer himself, but having converted rFactor 1 and 2 onto the Steam platform. His company Luminis appears to specialize in cloud computing, which I think will really help bring improvements to rFactor 2's multiplayer system with the proposed matchmaking system. In its current state, rFactor 2 struggles to integrate multiplayer features and bring races together, with popular league races often being promoted via external websites and groups. An integrated matchmaking calendar system with region or skill-dependent leagues and races is something that I feel may finally take the fight to iRacing, and if we see the multiplayer subscription model removed and integrated for free, which a lot of users are calling for over multiple forums, rFactor 2 may just take the fight to some of the more popular titles. Another important thing to note is the name Studio 397, with Marcel Offermans hinting he was a huge endurance racing fan. Now, the number 397 was derived from the world's most popular endurance race, the Le Mans 24 Hour, with the most number of laps ever being completed during the Le Mans 24 Hour being 397, with one of rFactor 2's biggest strengths being its dynamic weather system and day-night cycles. I really hope rFactor 2 can somehow carve a niche out by bringing endurance racing to the masses. There were also hints of single and multiple car series being introduced, and I've got my fingers crossed that these will somehow align with rFactor 2's strength in the endurance racing scene. So that's my very brief rundown on some of the future directions that were recently announced for rFactor 2. The news definitely puts a spark back into a title a lot of people had abandoned and makes it a title to keep an eye on. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, and if you're anyway interested in car or racing titles, be sure to check out my other review and comparison videos.